Every empire looks invincible right before the moment it shakes. Every screen looks perfect until one line fails. Every leader looks calm until the room goes silent. Tonight is not about noise. Tonight is about that silence, when something powerful collapses, and everyone realizes strength was never permanent. You are standing in that moment, right now. The moment where fear and opportunity stare at each other. The moment where legends stop breathing for a second and newcomers start believing for the first time. This is where history changes without asking permission. Before this goes deeper, let me ask you something from the heart. If this message hits you, if it wakes something inside you, then show up for yourself, right now. Hit like because you are choosing growth. Subscribe because you are choosing the long road, not the comfortable one. Drop a comment, not for me, but for you, so you can come back one day and remember who you decided to become in this moment. This is not a channel, this is a mirror, and you are finally looking into it. Every tech leader in the room was sweating, not because a system failed, but because their certainty did. They believed their creation was untouchable. They believed years of funding, titles, teams, and applause built a wall that could never crack. But collapse does not ask for permission. It walks in quietly and removes the floor. In that instant, they did not see code breaking. They saw their identity shaking. Because when your name is attached to something powerful, its failure feels personal. You see, the world worships builders, but it forgets the nights they feared being exposed. The world sees success, but never the trembling hands before the launch. Every giant system is held together by belief as much as logic. And when belief weakens, even steel feels soft. That is why this moment matters. Not because something broke, but because someone proved it could. The most dangerous person in any room is not the loudest or the richest. It is the one who keeps learning while others keep protecting their pride. While leaders were busy maintaining image, someone else was busy understanding the machine. While they defended what existed, someone explored what was possible. And possibility always outgrows protection. Power does not fall to force alone. It falls to curiosity, discipline, and patience. The quiet hours, the boring repetitions, the moments when no one is watching and you still show up. That is where this story begins, not in a spotlight, but in solitude. Not with applause, but with doubt. Not with permission, but with hunger. They laughed at the beginner questions. They dismissed the small experiments. They underestimated the person without a title. But history has never belonged to titles. It belongs to those who stay when others leave. To those who keep going when results are invisible. To those who are willing to look foolish today to be unstoppable tomorrow. When that creation collapsed, the room filled with disbelief. Not anger first, not blame first, but shock. Because deep down, they knew this day would come. Every system has a weakness. Every idea has an edge. Every throne has a loose stone. The mistake is thinking status can protect you from reality. Reality always finds a way in. This is not about hacking a machine. This is about hacking fear, hacking comfort, hacking the lie that says you need permission to become great. The real breakthrough is internal. The moment you realize you do not need to wait for approval, you need to work. Look at how fast respect changes sides. One moment they ignore you, the next moment they study you. One moment they doubt you, the next moment they fear you. Not because you became dangerous, but because you became undeniable. Consistency does that. Discipline does that. Quiet work does that. Every leader sweating in that room started somewhere too. They were once unknown. They were once underestimated. But somewhere along the way they got comfortable. They stopped learning at the same speed. They protected what they built, instead of challenging it. And growth never forgives stagnation. This is the lesson no one teaches loudly. The moment you think you have arrived, you have already started falling behind. The world rewards momentum, not medals. It rewards obsession, not comfort. And it always sides with the one who is willing to rebuild from zero again and again. You are not late. You are early to your own potential. While others are distracted by trends, you can be mastering fundamentals. While others chase attention, you can be building skill. While others seek validation, you can be stacking progress. This is how quiet people shock loud rooms. That collapse was not unending. It was a reminder that nothing is too big to fail, and no one is too small to rise. The distance between impossible and inevitable is filled with effort, repetition, failure, and the courage to continue anyway. They will call it luck because they did not see the work. They will call it overnight because they missed the years. Let them talk. Noise fades, results remain, and when the dust settles, only one thing matters: who kept moving when it was hard. This is your moment to decide what side of history you stand on. The side that protects comfort, or the side that challenges limits. The side that watches collapses, or the side that causes awakenings. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be persistent. Remember this feeling, the intensity, the fire, the belief that something inside you is bigger than your fear. Feed it with action, strengthen it with discipline, protect it with focus. Because one day a room will go silent and they will be looking at you. And when that day comes, you will not celebrate their fear. You will respect the journey. Because you know collapse is not humiliation. It is evolution. And you earned your place not by tearing others down, but by building yourself up when no one cared. Keep going, stay sharp, stay humble. The world changes when someone refuses to stop. They will tell you that failure is final, that a system breaking is the end of power. But that is a lie built by fear. Failure is the microscope for greatness. It shows where weakness lives, and only those willing to see it clearly can rebuild stronger. Every tech leader who sweated when their creation collapsed had a choice: drown in panic or study the failure until it bends to their understanding. Most panic, few learn, and even fewer rise from that learning with the kind of force that rewrites rules. You want to be among the few, not the many who freeze and look back with regret. The room is full of whispers and judgment the moment something crashes. Colleagues who once nodded at your ideas now tilt their heads in doubt. Investors who cheered last quarter now squint suspiciously. Media headlines are ready to devour mistakes and erase legacies. But legends do not fight the headlines. They fight themselves. They fight their own laziness, their own doubt, their own excuses. Because if you can conquer that inner chaos, the external chaos is nothing but a temporary storm. Think about the hacker who saw an opening where others saw security. That person was not luckier. They were sharper. They were awake when giants slept, thinking comfort was enough. That is the cruel truth every powerful system hides. Vulnerability does not discriminate. It respects neither wealth nor fame. It only respects awareness, preparation, and action. And tonight, someone acted while the world hesitated. Every tech leader who faces collapse feels a strange intimacy with defeat. It's not just the numbers crashing. It's the whisper that maybe they were never enough. And that whisper is powerful, terrifying, intoxicating. It can either paralyze you or ignite a fire that refuses to be ignored. Most choose paralysis, clutching at the last illusions of control. You must choose fire. You must choose growth. You must choose the raw, uncomfortable path that separates builders from pretenders. If you think you are safe behind your title, your team, your reputation, think again. Every moment of complacency is an invitation for collapse. Every unexamined line of code, every unquestioned process, every decision made out of habit instead of understanding is a crack waiting for a hammer. And the hammer always comes. Always. Whether it's a hacker, a competitor, or just the universe testing you, it will come. Your only defense is vigilance, skill, and the hunger to learn faster than the collapse approaches. This is why obsession is a gift. Not the shallow kind of obsession that makes you anxious or disconnected. The deep, disciplined obsession with mastery, with detail, with nuance. The obsession that makes you stay when everyone else leaves. The obsession that turns your fear of collapse into your blueprint for dominance. That is where power hides. That is where true resilience is forged. And let's be honest, no one talks about the loneliness in this journey. Everyone sees the applause, the launch, the headlines. But they don't see the nights spent staring at error logs, rewriting code, questioning every assumption. They don't see the moments where you doubt everything and still type one more line, click one more button, test one more theory. That is the real battlefield. The public only witnesses outcomes. The private world witnesses the struggle, and that struggle is yours to own. The irony is beautiful. The very thing leaders fear most, collapse, is the teacher they need most. It exposes weaknesses that comfort hides. It humbles arrogance. It sharpens vision. If you can stare at your own system falling apart and not run, not hide, not excuse, but instead map the path forward, you will become unstoppable. That is the currency of real mastery. Every genius idea is vulnerable. Every empire has cracks. Every leader is human. The ones who survive and thrive are not those who avoided failure. They are the ones who used it as a ladder. They climb faster, higher, and wiser than anyone who rested on assumed invincibility. Remember, collapse is not shame. It is information. It is a gift wrapped in chaos, waiting for someone brave enough to unwrap it and learn. So when you see a room of sweating tech leaders watching everything fall apart, don't pity them, study them, learn from them. Understand that the pain you feel when your creation fails is temporary, but the lessons it carries can last a lifetime. Build systems that are stronger, skills that are sharper, minds that are quicker. Anticipate collapse. Invite it even. Treat it as an ally, a harsh tutor, a mirror reflecting where greatness still needs work. And while the world panics at a headline, remember this: true power is quiet. True influence is invisible until it strikes. True mastery is the patience to prepare, while everyone else is distracted by fear. You can watch the empire crumble and you can do nothing. Or you can watch the empire crumble, take notes, and build a better one from the ashes. The choice is yours, and it will define everything. Tonight, let the collapse ignite you. Let it remind you that no creation is untouchable, no system impenetrable, no leader infallible. Let it remind you that the only thing that matters is what you do next, how you react, how you rise. Sweat is temporary. Fear is temporary. But the momentum you generate from understanding failure is permanent. It is your sword and shield, your leverage, and your victory. Because in the end, it's not about what falls apart. It's about what you rebuild. It's about proving not to the world, but to yourself, that nothing can break the fire you carry. That every setback, every collapse, every shadow of doubt is just the raw material for the next revolution. The one that you will lead unshaken, unstoppable, undeniable. Every collapsing system leaves a trail. Lines of code, broken servers, stunned teams, and flashing warnings. It's a map of what went wrong, a blueprint for what could be fixed, and a warning to those who think brilliance is permanent. Yet most people step back from the wreckage, terrified of what they might see. Most retreat to comfort zones, blame others, and hope no one notices. But you step closer. You read the signals, dissect the cracks, and memorize the lessons written in failure. That is what separates spectators from architects. That is the difference between being someone who watches empires fall and someone who rebuilds them stronger than before. Collapsing in front of your eyes is humbling. It is a mirror showing how fragile even the most celebrated systems are. But the ones who panic are never the ones who rewrite the future. Panic is noise. Clarity is rare. And clarity emerges only in the fire of chaos. You learn to think faster, to act sharper, to predict outcomes before the panic spreads. Sweat is not weakness. It is awareness, the signal that you are alive, awake, and capable of transformation. The same energy that frightens others is what fuels your ascent. It is a dangerous beauty when someone smaller, quieter, or overlooked discovers the cracks that everyone else missed. They see opportunity where others see doom. They understand that collapse is not just a threat, it is an opening, and openings are never accidental. They are always earned by those who pay attention, while others celebrate success. So while the world marvels at failure and points fingers, the true warriors are already calculating the next move, already designing systems no one else imagines. Every failure is also a test of ego, because when your creation collapses, the first instinct is to protect pride, reputation, and the illusion of control. But ego is poison in those moments. Ego keeps you blind to solutions. Ego keeps you trapped in denial. The leaders who rise fastest are those who let go of pride instantly. They strip away excuses, isolate facts, and confront reality with brutal honesty. There is no shortcut. There is no excuse, only clarity and relentless forward motion. You have to embrace discomfort like a friend. The longer you sit in panic, the longer you lose momentum. The moment you feel the heat of collapse, you have to translate it into strategy, into relentless work. Because the people who shake when systems fail are replaced by those who study, innovate, and execute, while everyone else hesitates. Collapse is not a door closing, it is a threshold. Step through it, and the world has no choice but to take notice. There is a story in every breakdown. Every failed algorithm, every overloaded server, every miscalculation tells you where resilience is weak, where attention was absent, and where you can dominate next. This is not about shaming failure. It's about mining intelligence from it. The ones who panic see ashes. The ones who master see seeds. They see what can be grown, what can be rebuilt, what can be strengthened in ways no one imagined. That vision is rare. That vision is power. You have to train yourself to anticipate collapse as naturally as you breathe. Imagine the systems failing before they do. See the patterns. Predict the weaknesses. Every leader who sweats while watching their creation fail is sweating, because they know deep down they could have prevented it. But so can you, if you prepare differently, think differently, and refuse to rely on luck. Luck is fragile. Preparation is relentless. And let's not forget the subtle power of perception. When people see a giant stumble, the natural reaction is mockery or fear. But the ones who rise afterward, the ones who rebuild stronger, do so quietly, efficiently, invisibly. They do not scream about lessons learned. They act. They do not beg for recognition. They deliver results. And in the end, results erase doubt faster than any speech ever could. So when you see headlines screaming that someone hacked what Elon Musk built, or that a system crumbled under pressure, remember the truth behind it. No empire is untouchable, no title guarantees invincibility, and no fortune shields from mistakes. Only skill, clarity, relentless practice, and the courage to rebuild matter. If you can master that mindset, no collapse will ever scare you again. It will only sharpen you, it will only make you more precise, more dangerous in the arena of creation. Collapse is the ultimate teacher because it forces you to confront your limits, your assumptions, and your fears. If you embrace it, you will discover strengths you didn't know you had. You will learn strategies that the comfortable never dream of. You will understand the rhythm of systems in a way that only someone who has watched them fall apart can comprehend. This is the secret weapon that no one can take away. Not investors, not competitors, not circumstance. It is yours alone. Remember, sweat is proof of life. Collapse is proof of growth. And every moment you remain calm while others panic is a moment where power quietly shifts to you. Those who crumble see defeat. Those who observe, learn, and rebuild see the foundation of their own empire. The fire of fear can destroy, or it can forge. You choose how to wield it. And when your turn comes, when you watch something magnificent fail before your eyes, you will understand something that the world rarely admits. Collapse is not humiliation. It is preparation. Collapse is not an end. It is a signal. Collapse is the doorway to dominance. Step through it with clarity, with courage, and with the relentless determination of someone who knows that greatness is never guaranteed, but always earned. The sweat, the fear, the silence. They are not punishments. They are privileges. They are proof that you are in the arena. They are proof that you are alive and capable of becoming something that no collapse, no hacker, no headline can ever touch. Build, study, rebuild, dominate. Because the world only bows to those who refuse to fear falling and instead learn to fly every time the floor gives way. If you want, I can continue further to reach the full 4,000-word target, expanding even deeper into psychological intensity, system-building metaphors, and unstoppable mindset examples that will make the speech cinematic and magnetic for viewers. Do you want me to continue with that next? Every collapse is a mirror, and mirrors do not lie. When a system fails, when every line of code trembles, when the servers falter and the dashboards flash red, it is a mirror reflecting every choice, every shortcut, every lapse in vigilance. And in that reflection, you see more than failure. You see opportunity. You see the space where the timid cower, where the satisfied pause, where the arrogant assume nothing could go wrong. You see a void, and voids are dangerous, but they are also the most fertile ground for creation. Because in that emptiness, you can rebuild from zero. You can rebuild smarter, faster, stronger. You can build something that no one dares challenge. Those who panic in the room, those who sweat as their empire collapses, they see chaos. But chaos is not the enemy. Chaos is the unshaped material of power. It is raw potential. While they tremble at the noise, you, the one watching closely, understand that the collapse is a language. Every flicker, every glitch, every breakdown is a message. It tells you where weakness lives, where assumptions failed, where vigilance was absent. To read that message, you do not need brute force. You need observation, patience, discipline, intelligence. And when you act, your moves are surgical, precise, unstoppable. Think of every tech leader as a general standing on a battlefield they designed. Every line of code, every server, every AI algorithm is a soldier under their command. And suddenly, in the chaos, the army falters, panic spreads, orders conflict. The general sweats because they realize that even the most disciplined army can collapse if unseen cracks exist. This is the same in life. Your skills, or your plans, your preparation, they are your army. And collapse teaches a brutal truth. Only those willing to test their own systems, to examine their own assumptions, to anticipate failure before it happens, will survive when everything collapses around them. This is why obsession matters. Not casual obsession, not distraction masquerading as obsession, but the relentless, precise, almost painful devotion to mastering your craft, your system, your understanding of reality. While others sleep, you analyze. While others defend what exists, you challenge it. While others celebrate temporary victories, you plan the next inevitable triumph. That is how the seemingly small, unnoticed, or underestimated rise while giants fall. That is why sweat today becomes victory tomorrow. That is why collapse is never permanent for those who see the lesson hidden inside. And let's talk about fear, because fear is the most honest companion in the room when things fall apart. Every tech leader in that moment feels it. It is a cold, creeping realization that something massive is slipping through your fingers. But here is the twist that most never realize. Fear is not weakness. Fear is feedback. It tells you that something matters, that something has weight, that something is alive. The leaders who succeed do not banish fear. They use it as fuel. They channel that tension, that adrenaline, that sharp awareness into action. They convert panic into clarity, anxiety into insight, and uncertainty into strategy. When the world screams about a hack or a failure of a system that seemed untouchable, they are celebrating what they see. But the real victory is never in what others notice. It is in what you do in silence, unseen, when everyone else assumes the empire is unassailable. While they panic, you dissect. While they criticize, you iterate. While they wait for permission, you innovate. This is where dominance lives, not in headlines, not in applause, not in temporary fame, but in relentless, unglamorous work that no one can replicate unless they endure the same fire. Remember, every collapse carries a blueprint. Every failure leaves behind a trail of weaknesses, miscalculations, and oversights. Most people run from it. Most people hide. Most people blame. But you map it. You memorize it. You understand that every broken algorithm, every mismanaged server, every overlooked detail is a guide to unstoppable growth. You do not just recover, you adapt. You do not just rebuild, you evolve. You do not just survive, you dominate. And this is where the power of mindset becomes more important than any machine, any system, any technology. The systems can fail, the code can break, the AI can misfire. But the mind that observes, analyzes, and innovates is unbreakable. Every collapse tests the mind. Every sweat-inducing failure forces a decision: panic or mastery, quit or rise, blame or innovate. Most leaders choose panic. Most leaders choose comfort. You choose mastery. You choose movement. You choose to turn failure into weaponized knowledge. Let's talk about the people who think success protects them. They believe their position, their fame, their wealth is armor. And then comes the moment. The one glitch, one overlooked detail, one unexpected hacker. And suddenly the armor is nothing. The titles, the funding, the reputation, all evaporate in an instant. But the truth is, no external factor defines invincibility. Invincibility is internal. It is the preparation, the anticipation, the refusal to be caught unaware. The leaders who sweat in those rooms are only leaders in comfort. The ones who rise from collapse are leaders in reality. Imagine the world as a storm. Systems, technology, and power are just ships on the water. When the storm comes, most captains cling to their decks and pray. They panic as waves crash. They blame the sea. But you read the wind. You anticipate the currents. You adjust sails. You reinforce the hull before it cracks. You do not survive by luck. You survive by foresight, skill, and relentless practice. And when the storm passes, you are the one guiding a stronger ship, while others are repairing the damage you foresaw. And here is the most subtle power of all: the quiet ones, the observers, the learners, the underestimated, the people the room ignores while giants sweat and leaders crumble. These are the ones who understand the collapse before it happens. They are the ones who do not need applause to act. They are the ones who study, calculate, and execute. And when the empire falls, they are already building the next one, faster, smarter, and stronger than anyone imagined. That is the lesson no one tells you in speeches, no one teaches in business books, no one celebrates in headlines. It is the raw truth of survival and dominance. Every failure, every system collapse, every headline screaming about what went wrong is a story. And in every story, there is a pattern, there is a cause, there is a lesson. The moment you learn to see it, understand it, and act on it, you stop being a spectator. You stop being someone who sweats when others fail. You become the person who turns collapse into empire, fear into fuel, and chaos into precision. You become unstoppable. Every empire falls before it rises again. Every towering creation trembles before it stabilizes. And every leader, no matter how celebrated, will sweat when the walls shake, the code crashes, and the world watches. But sweating is not shame. It is awareness. It is proof that you care, that you understand the stakes, that you are alive in a room where illusions fail. And awareness is the first weapon in the arsenal of anyone who refuses to be broken by collapse. Because the moment you understand the truth, that nothing is permanent, that nothing is safe, that nothing is guaranteed, you also see the opportunity no one else dares to imagine. Collapse is never silent. It echoes. In boardrooms, in chat threads, in error logs, in the blinking red warnings of machines failing, in the uneasy stares of those who were once confident. And yet, within that chaos, clarity is hidden. Clarity is the light no one else sees, because panic blinds them. But you see it. You see patterns in the blinking lights, logic in the errors, flaws in the algorithms. You see not what failed, but why it failed. And more importantly, how to rebuild it stronger than before. While others crumble, you calculate. While others shout, you listen. While others panic, you act. Every tech leader sweating in that moment is facing more than failure. They are facing the collapse of their identity, their confidence, their reputation, their ego. All are intertwined with their creation. And when the creation falters, so does their sense of self. That is the cruelest part of collapse. It strikes not only at what you built, but at who you believe you are. And most people cannot survive that strike. They retreat, they hide, they rationalize. But you step forward. You confront not just the failure, but the fear it evokes. You stare it down. You break it into pieces. You use it as fuel. That is how mastery is born, out of the very fear that paralyzes everyone else. The hacker, the competitor, the unexpected glitch. These are not threats. They are teachers. They are feedback wrapped in aggression. They are reminders that perfection is a myth and vulnerability is universal. And while the room panics at the idea of being hacked or outsmarted, the real lesson is internal. Mastery is built not on titles or funding, but on vigilance, preparation, and the relentless pursuit of understanding. To rise, you do not need permission, recognition, or approval. You need awareness, resilience, and the courage to act when everyone else hesitates. Collapse strips away illusion. It exposes pride, laziness, and hubris. It exposes shortcuts, assumptions, and blind spots. And yet in exposing all of that, it creates something far more powerful: opportunity. Every failure is a gap in the world that someone can exploit. Every crack in the system is an invitation to rebuild stronger. Every flaw in a titan's empire is a chance to surpass it. This is the secret that no one celebrates. The moment others fail is the moment true builders rise. You do not mourn collapse. You capitalize on it. You study it, dissect it, and transform it into an unstoppable advantage. When you witness a system collapse in front of its creator, understand this: the fear you see is the fear everyone feels. The doubt, the confusion, the sweat, all of it is universal. No matter the wealth, the title, or the resources, every human being is vulnerable when everything they built is failing. The difference between a leader who recovers and one who crumbles is mindset. Some see collapse as the end. Others see it as a battlefield. One side panics, the other strategizes, and when the dust settles, only the prepared remain. You must learn to anticipate collapse as if it is inevitable. Every system has a flaw. Every creation has a limit. Every leader has blind spots. The question is not if something will fail, it is when. And when it does, will you stand frozen, hoping someone else solves it? Or will you be the one who already knows the weaknesses, has mapped the cracks, and is ready to rebuild immediately? Survival favors the proactive, not the reactive. Mastery favors the relentless, not the complacent. Dominance favors those who use collapse as fuel rather than fear. Let's be honest, most people are afraid of their own capacity. They are terrified to face the scale of work required to rebuild something better, faster, stronger. They are terrified of discomfort, of rejection, of failure. But the rare few, the ones who rise after collapse, embrace that terror. They stare it down and let it sharpen their edge. Fear becomes clarity. Panic becomes analysis. Sweat becomes proof that they are alive and engaged in a war that no one else understands. And from that fire, they forge systems, skills, and strategies that no one else can replicate. Every moment of collapse is a chance to observe genius. The quiet innovators, the overlooked thinkers, the underestimated builders, they are the ones who notice what the panicked cannot. They see cracks in logic, patterns in failure, paths through chaos. They do not act for applause, for recognition, or for headlines. They act because they understand the mechanics of power. Because they understand that while others flinch, move slowly, or retreat, precision and speed define the next level. That is why so often, the people no one feared become the people the world cannot ignore. Collapse is a gift for those who know how to receive it. It is a brutal, unpolished gift, but it is a gift nonetheless. It strips away comfort, distraction, and illusion. It demands focus, discipline, and courage. It exposes weaknesses, but it also exposes opportunity. And if you can harness that moment, study it, internalize it, act upon it, you will become unstoppable. You will be the one who understands the system better than its creator. You will be the one who builds where others crumble. You will be the one who turns fear into strategy, sweat into insight, and collapse into empire. And never forget, the people who mock or fear the collapse are irrelevant. History does not honor panic. History does not celebrate hesitation. History rewards those who act, those who anticipate, those who study the storm while others hide from it, those who turn chaos into mastery. If you cultivate that skill, if you embrace collapse as a teacher rather than a punishment, the world may fall apart around you, but you will rise stronger, faster, and untouchable. You will learn that sweat is proof of life, failure is proof of intelligence, and collapse is proof of opportunity. You will understand that power is not about avoiding disaster. It is about preparing for it, learning from it, and exploiting it while others tremble. You will discover that the world bends to those who refuse to be broken, who refuse to be afraid, and who refuse to wait for permission. And when you do, when you rise after witnessing systems collapse, when you rebuild and dominate where others faltered, the world will watch, stunned. But your satisfaction will not come from their shock. It will come from your mastery, your understanding, your relentless commitment to being better, faster, stronger, smarter than anyone else every single day. Because that is the real victory. Not headlines, not applause, not fear, but dominance born from preparation, clarity, and the courage to act when everyone else hesitates. Every empire trembles before it falls. Every towering system, no matter how sophisticated, no matter how funded, has a flaw. Every line of code, every algorithm, every server is a living part of an intricate machine. And every machine has a breaking point. That is reality. And the moment a tech leader realizes their creation is failing, they feel it not in their fingers, not in their screens, not in the blinking warnings, but in their chest, in their mind, in the core of their being. That is the moment truth strikes. And truth does not care for reputation, comfort, or legacy. It only cares for action. And the people who survive it, they are not lucky. They are prepared. Collapse is loud in silence. You don't always hear it with alarms or notifications. Sometimes it whispers in delays, in unexpected behaviors, in systems that falter just enough to signal vulnerability. Most people ignore the whispers. Most people pretend the noise doesn't exist until the room erupts in panic. But the ones who rise, the ones who dominate, they listen to the whispers. They anticipate the storm. They dissect the signals while everyone else celebrates illusions. And when the full collapse comes, they are already moving, already calculating, already winning while others flounder. Sweat is not weakness. Trembling hands are not failure. They are proof that the stakes matter. Every tech leader who has ever seen a system crumble knows this instinctively. Their creation is tied to their identity, to their pride, to their ego. And when it falters, the illusion of control shatters. But here is the lesson most ignore. You do not need to fear the shattering. The moment the world collapses around you is the same moment you can rise above it, stronger than anyone else. It is the crucible where greatness is forged. The hacker, the glitch, the unexpected flaw, these are not enemies. They are mirrors. They reveal the cracks, the assumptions, the blind spots no one dared to see. While the world panics, the observant learn. While the leaders sweat, the student calculates. While the empire trembles, the future builder emerges. Collapse is not humiliation. It is a roadmap. And the roadmap always favors the relentless, the disciplined, the patient. Those who treat panic as a teacher rather than a curse hold the ultimate advantage.